Queer ideology has hijacked gaming. We're frustrated. We're sick of it. The data shows that gamers are avoiding the queer characters. Please just make it stop. But not in the case of the Elder Scrolls Online, which has introduced a made-up gender-confused character companion. When will you learn, old man? So here we have, coming to us from That Park Place, The Elder Scrolls Online introduces gender-confused companion voiced by a drag king, Vico Ortiz. Now, when they say drag king, does that mean a female to male? Or let's look up Vico. Wait, is it? Oh, yeah. Vico Ortiz. Oh, yeah. That looks like... Okay, let me make sure there's nothing gross on here. Okay. Well, I mean, it's gross, but it's not going to get me demonetized. Vico Ortiz. That is definitely a woman trying to be masculine. Is that... Oh, my goodness. Is that a drawn-on mustache? Or... Oh, dear goodness. Please find Jesus and stop the madness, the abomination. Okay, so the Elder Scrolls Online, this is what the companion looks like, which just looks like a woman to me, but let's see what this is about. Announced 2 new companions it is adding to the game, with one of them being a gender-confused high elf named Tanlorin, who is voiced by drag queen Vico Ortiz. The official Elder Scrolls Online account on X shared, "Meet ESO's 2 newest companions, ready to aid you across Tamriel." Ready to give you aids across Tamriel. I really shouldn't be laughing at my own joke like that. I kind of cracked myself up there. Oops. Tanlorin and Zareth Var both will be available when Update 44 launches, either in the Crown store or included with an ESO Plus membership. In a subsequent post, the company provided a profile on Tanlorin and referred to the character using themselves. Okay, so they're possessed by demons that have confused their gender. That's what it is. It's a woman who is possessed by demons who let the demons in and have identifies as they, them, because this woman is infested with demons and she is no longer a singular. All right, it posted Tanlorin profile, brash and energetic. Tanlorin finds themselves... Oh, this just sounds like you're a retard when you write like this. Sounds like you're stupid. Finds themselves in a plot that could change the course of the Aldmeri Dominion. It then revealed that Tanlorin is a high elf, wears medium armor, and wields daggers. The character's perk provides various lock-picking advantage. Finally, it shared that the character is voiced by Vico Ortiz. As for the second character, the company shared that Zareth Var is a member of an ancient order of Khajiit priests, harnessing necromancy to redeem fallen souls. Well, they need to redeem... He needs to redeem this fallen soul. That's, yeah. Furthermore, it revealed that he's a Khajiit, wears heavy armor, and wields a 2-handed greatsword. His perk assists in finding heavy sacks. He's voiced by Darren DePaul. I need to... Okay. Gamers are none too pleased about the inclusion of Tanlorin and are letting developer ZeniMax Online Studios know. One wrote, "Pointless virtue signaling. These companies never learn." Exactly. I mean, who asked for this? Who wants this? This is clearly a female. Oh, let's throw some fake pronouns at her. You know, make this so inclusive. Another posted themselves, "For F's sake, have you idiots learned nothing from Concord's failure? People don't want poo-poo like this. Very eloquently said, I agree. Still, another corrected the company, simply writing herself. Exactly. Another wrote, and to no one's surprise, she has blue hair. I'm so glad I quit this game. Get this bull poo-poo out of the game, one user wrote. Another posted, gender mental illness. Got it. Games journalists such as James Troughton at The Gamer are already attempting to defend the inclusion of the character and its promotion of a disordered lifestyle. I love that Park Place. They tell it like it be. His main defense is that queer characters have been in the game for a long time, and he points to the Daedric princes, specifically Molag Bal. Troughton also points to Emperor Antiochus Septim as well as Vivek in The Living God of Morrowind. I don't know this stuff. I'm not that deep into Elder Scrolls lore. I've dabbled in the games, but that's it. So if anybody in the comments wants to expand on this, feel free to do so, because something tells me these are probably hyperboles, exaggerations. This is constantly happening. Just like people say, oh, Lara Croft's always been a lesbian. Oh, Toby Gard said she has no interest in men, therefore she's a lesbian. When obviously that is largely taken out of context, because just because she had no interest in men didn't mean she was interested in women. She gave up on romance because she wanted to pursue a life of adventure instead. They didn't have to mention she has no interest in women either, because that was a given. Everyone knew that she had never had any interest in women, but she was engaged to a man before. So come on now. Use your brains here. But they will lie and gaslight and skew anything, because these ideologies are demonic and they are evil. So of course they are not above lying to suit their demonic and evil agendas, right? So as for Septim, the brief history of the Empire Book 1 states Antiochus was certainly of the more flamboyant members of the usually austere Septim family. He had numerous mistresses and nearly as many wives, and was renowned for the grandeur of his dress and his high good humor. Unfortunately, his reign was rife with civil war, surpassing even that of his grandfather Uriel II. He is clearly depicted as a degenerate and seemingly a terrible ruler. He is not depicted as someone to emulate for a role model by any means. See, this is why places like that Park Place have good journalists who actually know what they're talking about and do their research or already had knowledge. This is what sets them apart from the Kotakus of the world who write bullcrap. Finally, Vivek is no hero either, despite being worshipped by the Dunmer. He had a marriage to Molag Bal, unleashed monstrous children into the world, and even rewrote his own history in order to portray himself in a good light. Well, I mean, what does this sound like? Look at what they're doing with Lord of the Rings and the Rings of Power stuff, how they're trying to make you sympathize with the orcs now. It's because they see, the viewer feels seen in that. Not necessarily the regular viewer, but the one pushing this, the writers, the ones who are engulfed in this degeneracy and these evil ideologies. They're like, oh, wait a minute, let's sympathize with these orcs. They're just like me, when these orcs are purely evil. And so is your queer ideology. All right. So as noted by YouTuber Fudge Muppet, it is important to remember that Vivek is also known to the Dunmer as the transcendent evolution of the Daedra that anticipated him. Black Hand's Mepahala, a foundation figure for the earliest Chimer. Having these characters that are disordered depicted as evil, or at the very least having a darker side and not at all heroic, is extremely important. Arkwright cycle novelist Brian Nemir noted back in 2023 that Hollywood was able to propagandize disordered and degenerate lifestyles by having audiences identify with protagonists living those lifestyles. I mean, look again, Rings of Power. They want audiences to identify with the orcs. They want audiences to identify with Sauron, because they are taking evil and trying to give it the appearance of, oh, wait a minute, maybe this is actually good. I mean, this is purely biblical for us to expect to see. So he explained Hollywood learned through long trial and error to make protagonists as likable and relatable to audiences as possible. The idea is to make audiences identify with the hero. And the way it happened was by Hollywood churning out decades of movies wherein heroes whom audiences identified with achieved their goals by acting according to the death cult's morals. He elaborated. Nemir reiterated, to bring movie audiences around to your way of thinking, show characters they like being successful by acting in line with your moral standard. This is exactly what the Elder Scrolls Online is now doing. The company is attempting to normalize disordered lifestyles by introducing this companion to the player character, have the character aid the player on their adventures and quests. Exactly. This is trying to normalize degenerate lifestyles, abomination, and demonic ideology. Instead of these disordered and degenerate lifestyles being depicted as objectively evil and only lived by utterly demonic entities such as Molag Bal, or practiced by degenerate kings that almost destroyed their kingdoms such as Antiochus Septim, they are now heroic characters such as Tanlorin aiding the player character. Yes, well said. This article is fantastic. Knocked it out of the park. But this is just where we're at. I'm sick of it. I mean, a lot of us are sick of it, and we've been pushing back against all of this evil, demonic ideology. But we'll see how that works out for them, because a lot of this stuff, again, have you seen what happened to Concord? But anyway, there you have it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And if you want me to read the Bible to you, you can watch my Bible channel, Bible Time with Melanie Mack. Thank you all again. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.